All right, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges any organization faces today. Seriously, how do you take all the messy, disconnected data you have spread out all over your business and turn it into clear, decisive action? And look, this isn't just a technical problem. It's literally the key to survival and growth. So let's get into it. I want you to imagine this for a second. A hurricane is barreling down on one of your major distribution centers, threatening your entire supply chain. Or, hey, maybe you just merged with a competitor and now you're trying to manage orders on two completely different systems. In these high-stakes moments, making the right call depends on having the right information. But for most businesses, that information is a complete and total mess. So this is the core conflict, right? On one side, you've got chaotic data. It's locked away in different systems, which means your decisions are slow, they're reactive, and they're super risky. On the other side is the dream, operational AI. Think of it like a single, unified command center for your entire business, a place where you can simulate outcomes in seconds and take action with real confidence. The big question is, how do you get from here to there? Okay, so to really understand this journey from chaos to clarity, we're going to follow a business that's facing some pretty serious challenges. And these are real-world scenarios drawn directly from our source material. Now, the crucial point here is that the problem is fundamentally the same. It doesn't matter if it's a planned event, like a merger between two office supply companies, Office Goods Corp. And Bureau SAS, or a sudden crisis like Hurricane Cynthia threatening your supply chain. In both cases, disconnected data is stopping you from taking smart, effective action. You just can't see the whole picture. So the first step to solving this isn't about flashy AI algorithms. It's actually about building a rock-solid foundation. This is where something truly revolutionary happens. It's about taking all that raw data and creating a coherent, operational model of your business, what's called a digital twin. The process starts by connecting to and pulling in data from all your different source systems, your ERP, your CRM, random spreadsheets, you name it. Then, using tools like a pipeline builder, you clean it all up, you join the different data sets together, and you create one single unified source of truth. Finally, you use that squeaky clean data to model your entire business. And that model, it's called the ontology. Now, this is not just a database or some static chart. The ontology is a living, breathing digital twin of your entire organization. Every truck, every warehouse, every single customer order, every delay, it's all represented and connected in real time. This is the absolute game changer, turning abstract data into a tangible, interactive replica of your reality. Okay, so once you have this perfect digital twin, you can start to get really, really smart. You can layer artificial intelligence right on top of it, but, and this is a huge but, it's the one that stops most companies dead in their tracks, you have to do it responsibly. I mean, this is the question that keeps executives up at night, right? How in the world can you let an AI loose on your most critical, most sensitive business information, we're talking PII, confidential financials, without creating a massive, unacceptable risk? Well, the answer lies in a three-pronged approach to safety and control. First, you deploy the AI inside your own private network, not out on the public internet. Second, you set the ground rules. You explicitly define what the AI can and cannot see, and what it can and cannot do. And finally, you govern everything with guardrails, logging every single action for a complete audit trail. And these guardrails are incredibly specific. You can restrict access based on data sensitivity, making sure the AI never sees protected employee data. You can bake in laws and regulations. You can define what the AI is actually good at, its competencies. And crucially, you can build in required handoffs to a trusted human for final approval on those really critical decisions. Okay, so we've built the foundation and we've made it safe. Now for the really fun part. Let's see what it's actually like for a person to use the system to solve that hurricane crisis we talked about earlier. A leader doesn't need to write a single line of code. They can just ask a question in plain English, just like this: what would happen if we shut down the affected distribution center? They're essentially having a direct conversation with their entire business operation. It's pretty incredible. And this is where you really see the power of the system. The AI doesn't just return a spreadsheet. No way. It runs these complex simulations using that digital twin and offers up 3 concrete courses of action, complete with estimated costs and the impact on your most important customers. This is the leap from being reactive to being truly proactive. And this whole interaction flows seamlessly. You go from asking high-level strategic questions in one application, called AIP Terminal, straight to operational dashboards in another, called Workshop. What that means is you can go from understanding the problem to authorizing a plan and seeing it executed in the real world in just a matter of minutes. All right, for our final section, I want to pull back the curtain on one of the key pieces of technology that makes this kind of natural, intuitive interaction even possible. We're all familiar with keyword search, right? It just matches the exact words you type. But the technology powering this platform is something called semantic search. And the key difference is that semantic search doesn't just match words, it understands meaning and context. It finds related concepts, not just identical strings of text. Here's a perfect example. You've got a developer searching on GitHub for file input focus outline. A keyword search completely misses the relevant bug report. But semantic search, it understands the user's intent, what they're actually trying to solve, and it correctly finds the issue titled file input has no visual focus state. This leap from just matching to truly understanding is what lets a user ask complex questions in their own words. So, that brings us to our final thought. From siloed data to a living digital twin, from security risks to governed AI, we've seen how it's possible to connect insight to action, which leaves one big question for you. If your business could ask anything and instantly simulate the outcome, what would you ask?